Well, hi, I got my Jimmy John's bag. Welcome to another Large Family Meals of the Week, where I will share with you the food that I'm cooking up, the food in my freezers, the food that I'm hauling, the food that I'm eating out, all the food for myself and my household of 10. I'm out today, Costco, Sharp Shopper, all the things. We are doing it, and I gotta eat. And yeah, it's 3:45. It is time. So I have a Jimmy John's pickle. And I have, this should be a spicy East Coast Italian wrapped in lettuce. If you do Trim Healthy Mama, keto, low carb, sugar-free, gluten-free, fasting, if you're doing all the things, basically if you don't want to eat no bread, or maybe you want to eat bread, but your body says, we don't like no bread right now, the Unwich at Jimmy John's, please sponsor me and give me a gift card for 100 of these. I just paid $11, but I'm eating, and this is a delicious sandwich situation wrapped in lettuce, and they usually wrap it super nice. Yes, okay, it's like double wrapped. So we got the lettuce situation, but then they wrap it again because they know moms like me eat this alone in their vehicle full of Costco, and we need help holding all of life together, including our lettuce. But don't mind if I do. Spicy East Coast Italian. Okay friends, well I just got done, I know my back's to you, I just got done filming a big Costco grocery haul, a big Sharp Shopper grocery haul, and I got these 6 7-Eleven pizzas at Sharp Shopper. Hey, look, we meal prepped. This is dinner. Dinner's gonna get going in the oven tonight. And these videos should be up already if you missed those grocery hauls and my March grocery budget challenge and all that good stuff. We also got some brownies. So, I mean, it's just, wow, Mama went shopping tonight. Gonna have some teen folks, put the teens to work, let them cook the pizzas, and hey, we're meal prepping because we should have some pizza left tomorrow for lunches too. So I got these buttery herb shrimp skewers at Sharp Shopper, $2.99, and I have someone in the house working on getting these going. I don't know if maybe they might have needed some olive oil on the pan. What does it say? No. Well, just on a baking sheet. It should be fine. They look like they've got some kind of oil happening on them. So anyway, these are happening. And we had some meatloaf minis upstairs from this weekend. So my toddler had said he wanted one. I had some gluten-free folks who wanted some, as well as the shrimp skewers. So anyway, I'm gonna have 3, and I'm going to do some celery sticks and my smashed avocado. Hey, look, I meal prepped. Also, this ketchup that I bought the other day, I've been trying to get it without high fructose corn syrup. And I think one of my viewing friends mentioned this to me in the comments, and I was like, I just bought 4 things of it. So anyway, homemade ketchup one day, but dinner tonight. So anyway, I had some strawberries that need used up too, and some grapes. I just chopped those for my toddler. Gonna take him out this meatloaf mini too. Okay. Sorry, I'm chewing my celery, but here's some of the things we have going on. Still have some meatloaf minis left. Probably need to freeze what's left. A bunch of these folks are doing pizza tonight because I brought that home. Just putting things away. That came from Costco and Sharp Shopper. Here's our little yogurt stash right now. We do have 3 packs of blueberries I had got in a Walmart order last week. 2 half bags of apples. It's like some baby carrots in there too. So these are some of the fruits we need to use up, but I am gonna go to the John Henry General Store tomorrow. Oh, I think I see some clementines back there too. And we'll stock up on more fresh fruits and veggies also. So here's one $2.99 7-Eleven pizza, discount bought at Sharp Shopper. I also got these 2 big packs of brownies. But again, the treats that I bought at Sharp Shopper, it's the beginning of the month, and these are our treats. So there you go, treats, pizza, Mama went shopping. So I actually should have stocked up more on these. It was 8 shrimp skewers for $2.99. Buttery herb, yeah, already on the skewers. I should have got, I don't know, 10 boxes of these because I think my people who are making them are gonna really like them. Well friends, I got my jacket on, but a springy dress. It's springy time. We got some sunshine. Getting ready to go out to the John Henry General Store. before we go, there's something I wanted to pull out. Probably should have pulled it out last night. I'm planning to do a bunch of meal prep this afternoon, and I want to do one of my favorite soups. It's a stuffed pepper soup. It's delicious. I would consider it for my viewers who do Trim Healthy Mama. It would fit in perfectly as an S meal if that's your thing. If you're doing keto, low carb, sugar-free, gluten-free, all the things, even dairy-free, this is a fantastic recipe. We have these organic, locally grown peppers that we went out and harvested and then processed and froze probably summer 2022. And it is now spring 2025. But it's still, okay, 5-gallon bags of organic peppers. I'm looking to see what else. Got some apple scraps in there. Okay, so 5 bags. And I want to make stuffed peppered soup. Let's set these out and we'll make this happen this afternoon. So my stuffed peppered soup math, I don't even have that done right now, but I know I need peppers for it. So let's at least take 2-gallon bags. Oh, I'm kind of feeling like, okay, we'll just pull 3. It might be extra stuffed peppery, but that is good. And we will need ground beef. I'm just pulling ingredients quickly before I go that I know we'll need. So I'm setting some things out. Okay. I'm gonna pull those upstairs. And here's how the meal freezer is looking, checking in. They've been working on those breakfast sandwiches. I did go to Sharp Shopper and Costco and stuff yesterday, so that's some convenience items that I got. Let's see, we still have this one thing of fried rice in that big box. For now, I don't care because I hadn't needed the space yet, but we need to get through that. And then this is where getting back to a fruit and veggie freezer again will be helpful for me. Of course, I have my project freezer that's empty, but that will be full of freezer meals here shortly. So I'm just organizing this for a minute the best that I can. I have fruits, vegetables, and an emergency bag of French fries there. But I had folks put groceries away last night, and I just taking a minute here. We can probably, let's see, got those green beans. Well, they may just have to sit in this door. I don't know where that rail went there. Mysteries happen. So, building up a fruit and veggie stash again. Of course, putting those salvaged peppers to good use. And then I also wanted to prep a ham bone. Use some ham bones up this afternoon, doing some batch soup. And I think I have a couple in here. Again, you can see Sharp Shopper, or no, these were Sharp Shopper yesterday. That was some Costco. That's turkey. Okay, so apparently I have 2 ham bones. I thought I had more. One is dated from March 2022 as well, and one is dated from 2023. So it's probably, although this was a little bit before Easter, not sure, but I'm also gonna do some ham bone soup this afternoon. And checking in because I don't have any sweet potatoes prepped, and that would be a good thing. That butternut squash there needs used too. I don't think I've lost all of that. So, oops. Well, so, okay, getting myself a little pile. I'll have some folks bring upstairs for Mama. I'm gonna run to John Henry. And then when I get back, I'm gonna work on large family meals, big batch meal prep ahead with those items. Okay, so what am I doing here? Well, I've got some lettuce that needs to be used and some meatloaf mini. I have this lettuce here also. Just working with my fridge a bit. They've got pizza left over from last night. I thought that would be done by lunch. But anyway, so They will not mind that. I'm just moving some things around. I also have a baby cucumber and some celery. Of course, I won't use all that celery now, but I'm going to heat up my meatloaf and make some kind of a salad to shove in my face. And I have these cups of little, like, snacky to-go olives. I had just picked them up at Sharp Shopper last month, but I think I'm gonna throw that on my salad too. Okay, so it's a salad. It's got cucumbers. I mean, obviously it's a salad. It's funny. I was trying to say it's a salad with meatloaf on it, but we got cucumbers, celery, lettuce, some olives, some meatloaf. I'm gonna add some avocado, some Bragg's vinegar. Hey, don't knock it till you try it. Vegetables in, yay. And I have these packs of salami for $1.99 from Sharp Shopper. I'm gonna add some salami to it. There we go, Mom's big afternoon salad. Well, I've been working on my Mega Mama filling my freezer and massive meal prep. This afternoon, I did accomplish my 16-quart Dutch oven of this stuffed peppered soup. Also, I have some ham bones in there, getting some ham broth going. And I'm going to have some stuffed pepper soup for dinner. So there's some pizza left over from Sharp Shopper last night. Also, toddler's plate. Gonna go through and cut those grapes. There we go. Well, happy rainy Wednesday. I did a lot of fruit prepping yesterday. We still got lots of meal prep projects underway. We also have an empty box of these Sharp Shopper candy yogurts. I did tell my toddler he could have one with breakfast, so I'm gonna make him a little plate. Prepped 8 pounds of strawberries. So this is the little bit that was left. The rest of the strawberries are prepped back there. So we will scoop from this. And then I prepped, I don't know, was this 13 pounds of grapes or so, 12 pounds of grapes. I'm gonna cut them. These are black seedless grapes from the John Henry General Store that we just got yesterday. Oop, trying to get my little lid on. Of course, I need to switch from saying toddler to preschooler because we're about to turn 4 around here. Here's some black seedless grapes from John Henry yesterday, some strawberries that we prepped, bananas that definitely need to get used, but that's okay because we're baking a bunch tomorrow, and a little Yo Crunch yogurt. Yum. And so I'm hopeful today. Now, 60 degrees in Virginia continues. We are having a lot of rain, but at John Henry General Store yesterday, I bought, what in the world was it? I bought onion sets. I know, I'm excited. And I thought, well, how perfect with the ground wet to go ahead and get those in the ground. So on my on-paper planner to-do list for this afternoon, I do have some folks doing school here, but we have some appointments out in the city, and look, Dollar Tree snowman cups still being represented. I'm hopeful that when we get back this afternoon, well, I'm hopeful for a couple things. I'm hopeful to get out and even get a run-in in the rain. I'm hopeful potentially I might get new running shoes this afternoon. And I'm hopeful that we'll get those onion sets in the raised beds. Who are we? So these are my running shoes from July. They were like my first reel, went in the running shop, they measured me, and all of those things. I have heard, you know, all the runners' memes. If you know running shoes, you'll know what this means, different parts I wear on my shoes. But anyway, I've heard that runners love buying shoes all the time. When I first started heavy walking to make it through all the things, late summer 2023, I believe in September, I just got the most decently rated pair of Brooks, because at that point I was getting, you know, 10,000, 20,000, eventually 35, 40,000 steps over my first 12 weeks of heavy walking, and then I transitioned into running. I've shared a whole bunch about that on this channel, so I know you are well informed. Then I started running, fast forward finally July 2024, I knew I needed actual running shoes to continue with this journey. So thankfully, we actually have a couple running shops in our city. I went in there, they looked at how my Brooks had worn, they looked at my running schedule, what I had coming up, what my plans and goals were. They measured me for these shoes. I believe I'm supposed to get running shoes way more than I'm doing with this. So anyway, I have not gotten, I don't think, maybe only 1 or 2 runs in for the past 8 weeks. It's March, spring is a-coming, there's hope on the horizon. But January and February was definitely recovering from the holidays, tons of sickness for everybody, tons of ice, tons of bad weather, whole lot of mega lots of that. And I did not do any of my races for the winter running series that I did last year that I signed up for. So this Saturday, I'm gonna get in the last race of the winter series, which will be my first 5K of 2025. I did my last 5K actually with this t-shirt. Here's where I got that for the New Year's Eve 5K glow run, but that's okay. 2025 is here. We've got races scheduled. We've got fun events. All that to say, I need some new running shoes. Okay, so as you may remember, I also got a big bag of Kit Kats for $8.99 at Sharp Shopper. It's the big treat for the month. So I have one of my folks dividing up the Kit Kats that remain into appropriate piles. We're doing our Kit Kat math this morning. And we have some Twizzler math going on. And also some lunchtime inspiration now. We've got, they set the strawberry bowl back out. I think there's 2 more of these that are getting used. Someone had the idea to do nachos. So these are blue corn chips I got at Sharp Shopper for $1.99. Hey, to go along with our Oreo brand, haha, we got organic blue corn. These are also gluten-free, and they are gonna do these on a plate with cheese on top and do homemade nachos. Okay, and we're also gonna open these Spaceballs real organic cheddar cheese puffs that I got from Costco. And here's the blue chip nacho lunch. So I'm just got about 20 minutes here until we have to leave for appointments. Looking at this garden. So these are crushed because we had a lot of huge trees here and a large branch fell. But I know in 2023 we planted a lot of strawberries here and we had strawberries. And I know last year I would come out here and it was just all so sad. And I'd see big red strawberries and I just, you know, once in a while we'd get one. But obviously this garden rested last year. We do have bulbs like dahlias and stuff planted in a lot of these. And I did, you know, we did a lot of putting good dirt and having organic compost and all of that put in these in 2023. I don't know what to do, honestly, but I do know I like to be out here and I like to work and putter, and I don't feel sad. I don't think I feel sad, at least while I'm busy talking, being out here. So, oh, well, I'll just give you a view. So over here is where I've done pumpkins. And then I'm not counting right now. Well, okay, hold on here. Let's count. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, so I have 18 of these galvanized beds. Some of them are the metal, others are coated. I got these on Amazon. Actually, we did many of these in 2022, and I did have a garden that year. And of course, 2023, I was like, this is it. I am doing this year, and did not, well, all of life blew up, and I'm glad to be here. So anyway, this is what we have to work with. So we're brainstorming. I'm just thinking, what if doable potential goal focused on getting my 18 big beds and then my little beds over there that are crushed, and I have a lot of grow bags. What if we planted those? I have 2 piles of wood chips because all of these, we had tons of big trees in here, tons of big trees over there. I have wood chips from all of them. So I can wood chip the paths. I mean, I have teens, I can push a wheelbarrow. We can wood chip these paths. This area here that was my lasagna garden, we would just probably weed eat that, I guess, for this year. I just wasn't fool about it. I kind of wish now I still left my arches, but those were super sentimental and they were making me really sad last year. So maybe we just won't worry about no garden arches this year, but maybe we'll do panels. I don't know. Let's just see if we can get some onion sets planted in. And again, just give me cliff notes in the comments. Of course, I can watch videos on YouTube. Of course, Becky from Acre Homestead is my friend, and I've had farmhouse gardens, and I love Bree from Scratch, and of course, Jess from Roots and Refuge. Besides making my own videos, well, I mean, I go down rabbit holes, right? But I don't know that I'm gonna watch a ton of gardening content right now. I'm just gonna get out here and do some. But yeah, we have these little beds here, and then there's all the grow bags. There's some more. Of course, you know, I planted a big 2020 garden, and then I was pregnant with my 9th baby and I got really sick. We started taking apart the towers and collecting the tomato cages. That was at least something. There's some more limbs down. My holdup, especially like summer 2024, I just emotionally was not in the place where I cared to garden. If I was gonna do anything, I was gonna walk and run and do therapy. And I got back into working with what I had in my freezers and my pantry. We did that freezer and pantry challenge summer 2024, so that was good. And of course, since that time, I'm like, because you know, a lot of things are not in my control. I am at the mercy of a lot of powers that be. How many women have had that story and had that country song? So I don't know long term that I will be at this property. And so I think, well, is it worth it to get a garden? But then I also think, well, now I can at least get onion sets in, because I think if I get them in now in March, it'll be June to July-ish when we harvest those. That'll be an accomplishment. And if I'm still here and, you know, we're getting close to Mother's Day, well, Mother's Day is when you plant. You plant for real here in Virginia, unless you're doing winter garden things. So depending on what data I collect between here and there, we can plant on Mother's Day. And even if I would be moving at that point, well, maybe that wouldn't be until fall. I feel like this is good puttering for my brain in the middle of everything. So again, got lots of property things to clean up. Even over here, we pulled a lot of those T-posts. Oh, and I know a bunch of the cattle panels I had went to contribute towards the community garden efforts. That was what I decided for. See, I got to talk things out to remember what was I doing, why was I doing it. For summer 2024, I was like, I will garden with friends, not alone here in my tears with these smashed raised beds. So yeah, like ketchup a little bit, Mom, haha. We have a bag of those meatloaf minis. Anyway, so I got 4 of those for my lunch. Some mixed berries. These are 2 cups of olives. I had also got these to-go packs from Sharp Shopper. It was like $1.99 for 4 or 99 cents. Anyway, I just thought in this situations like this, that is perfect. And yeah, like ketchup much, but this is, I had a thing of the Primal Kitchen ketchup. I did not know I had it, so I'm using that. Also my cup of supplements. All right, so we made it into the running shoe store, and she is gonna go pull some funky colors for me in these brands. Okay, so hopefully, I think I've got 2025 racing, trail racing, half marathon, marathon. I got it all covered. My 2024 one pair of shoes. So I've got 2 pairs, let's see, running shoes. These are running shoes, so I can rotate my miles there. And then this is a pair of more trail shoes, because I have some trail races in 2025 too. And I figured if I didn't purchase it while I'm in the store with them measuring my feet and just making sure it's what my bio individual feet need, then I'm going to end up doing a 10K, 25K, 50K trail runs in my running shoes or my old ones. So anyway, also got my trail shoes. So here's 1 pair of running shoes. We might wear these today. And when I asked her, it's basically every 3 to 4 months. I forget, I can't quote to you the miles that she gave, but whenever I gave her my miles and she's like, yeah, you should be getting new running shoes every 4 months. So technically, if I can make myself get back in there, this is the other pair of running shoes. I should have at least 1 more pair of running shoes. Although, of course, I might just make it between these 2 pairs because we are 8 weeks into 2025. I like funky colors, okay? I like happiness. I like happiness and I like fun colors. And then these, I'm really excited about. I can use these for hiking too, but these are the trail runners that I got. Exciting stuff. And then do our little running haul. I got myself some glasses that won't fall off of my face while I run. I know. Now, food-wise, okay, it's almost 5. I still don't have my run in today, but it was raining so hard this morning. The sun is out. So I'm gonna go get a good walk in, good run in, and get some onions planted. I guess I'm gonna cut the walk short. I'm gonna focus on the run. and then get some onions planted, and then flip everyone around and go to the dinner. Okay, so this is a mystery dinner and it's wild. Every number has a description name, but it really represents a mystery food we don't know. And we have to pick our course numbers, and a fork is gonna be one of them. We have no idea how it's gonna go. Okay, so some parts of my mystery dinner that came, but I didn't get a fork, but he got a fork. We got some chocolate chips happening over there.
I got chips. And got what used to be chocolate chips.
Okay.
Chocolate chips.
Little pieces of the mystery, but you don't mind the marshmallow.
I hope the last 2 pieces.
Okay, so that was fun. So they just came and took all of our food from round 1, including our utensils. And so now we start with another round. Well, good morning, friends. So I did such a big freezer meal prep yesterday. Those are 2 little half soups, 2 different kinds of soups that are left. Tons of grapes. The strawberries, they're already going through. That's just some other fruit we had, but I froze a bunch of sandwiches because those are always super helpful when I have them, and that's a bowl of sandwiches for whenever it's needed. So just getting my coffee creamer out. But we have, this is provolone that was left from 18 pounds of cheese that I cut for sandwiches and things. And then that's sweet potatoes and some sheet pan broccoli I did. Good morning. I'm going to do some tallow, and I've got some requests for some fried eggs, also some scrambled eggs. Other folks have done other breakfast options, but when I have mornings when I do eggs for myself, I also say, hey, who wants some eggs? So I've got a couple requests along with mine. Weather report, it is a little warmer in Virginia today. I got on my fleece pullover that I got at Costco maybe 3 years ago now. I had 2 big phone calls this morning that I sit in my vehicle office for, but that took about 2 hours. So that's fine. It's just time to fuel the mama now. I am hopeful to start the project. Well, I'm telling myself I can do the whole thing start to finish. I'm gonna start the project of organizing the grocery store in my basement. It's been way too long. It needs attention. I feel like that's something I want to tackle now, which is nice, at least for today. You know, we'll see what next week holds, but got to do it while I feel like I can. I'm also planning to get a run in today. I'm not sure I'll be able to do the 5K big group event tomorrow morning, just because it's an hour away and they just moved the start time up another hour because of some other event that's now happening there. I'm just not sure I can coordinate all the things I need to coordinate to make that happen earlier. We'll see. If I'm not able to make that happen, I will do another driveway 5K, which I am proficient at. And it's on my list tomorrow that we're gonna do those 12 loaves of big batch French toast. Today I'm gonna put my project time into that basement room. I'm also gonna have some of my family members work on some other shelves in the basement, just really pulling it together. Might even get a thrift store load, do all that. But I really want to plan, do somewhat of an inventory, see what I have and see what I need. So I'm glad I did all that meal prep yesterday. And you know, I don't go around acting like a smile and sunshine on my face if I'm not feeling it. I'm really into reality for reality's sake and not sugarcoating stuff. So today, with my phone calls and other heavy things I had to give my morning to, I'm thankful for the food that's prepped because folks are able to grab fruit, they're able to grab sandwiches. I did feel like cooking these eggs, so I'm able to cook these eggs. And other folks had other things that they can eat. This is actually second breakfast for some people. So anyway, I'm feeling some things and I'm tired. So that's why, to take care of my one little soul and my one little life, I'm going to eat my eggs. I'm going to throw some fruit with it. I'm going to put my feet up and journal and read for an hour or so, and hopefully maybe earn a spoon back, you know. recoup my energy a bit, and then go from there. So I have broccoli that I meal prepped yesterday on my big cooking day. I'm just gonna heat some of that up. That was cooked with olive oil and lemon and so many good things. I'm gonna heat that up and eat that with my fried eggs. And on this plate where they wanted a bonus fried egg, they also are gonna have some grapes and strawberries that need to be used up. John Henry had a good deal where I got 2 flats for $19.99. And here's another plate of second breakfast eggs and strawberries going out. And there we go. I've been eating my strawberries, which is why it is diminishing, but I heated up the broccoli. That's my eggs, and this is my mama late breakfast. Okay, we're gonna do a little weekend meal prep and go to the freezers and get some things I need out for the weekend. Okay, so here's how the project freezer turned out from yesterday's freezer cooking, which is great. We got soups, some portions up there of mini muffins and pepper steak, mini muffins being the meatloaf minis. We have ham bone soup and then several containers of, we ate a bunch of it too, but what was left of the stuffed peppered soup, that's I highly recommend, very delicious. And then we have, these are grilled cheese sandwiches and peanut butter and jelly. The grilled cheese is not actually grilled, but it's just an easy prep. Like I could take a dozen of these, or a kid could take a dozen of these, throw them on a sheet pan. We could have sheet pan grilled cheese in our oven in just a few minutes, and you don't have to do the steps of putting the cheese on the bread. All of these things, as has tested out in my life over many years, having these kind of things done is so helpful. So 2 teenagers took turns. I had one do 6 loaves of PB&J, one do 6 loaves of just bread and cheese, and we will use these over several weeks. Continue to watch my Large Family Meals of the Week videos and you'll see. And then we did 17 dozen muffins. And so I should have just kept a few bags of muffins out, but it's a lot to get organized, and I do give direction on different people to, you know, help me bring things down and move things around. So, and this bag of muffins got open, so it's perfect to get upstairs in the fridge. So that's 3 dozen muffins that's just gonna go in the refrigerator, and we'll see how many days that takes. And there's our last 2 packs of peppers, peck of peppers, haha, but 2 gallon bags of peppers. These are from 2022 from a friend's garden, and we're finally getting to use them. And then over here, the freezer meal freezer. So this is a beautiful, beautiful sight. So many things in here. So we have some bag meals, some gravy that we did the other week, bananas. This is cranberry sauce from the fall. We have some sourdough bread. I do a bag of sloppy joes, half a bag of spaghetti sauce, and some fried rice from the summer. So we'll be getting to those. And then this is what I came down for, was to get a couple bags of breakfast freezer meal sandwiches for the weekend. The fries stick out like a sore thumb, haha. You know, I might actually, maybe we'll do that with tonight's dinner. Although I have so many other things prepped, I guess not. Those might go with these emergency turkey hot dogs at some point. Up here we have 3 freezer meatloaves and then 3 unstuffed pepper casseroles with cauliflower rice. It's low carb that I did yesterday. And we're doing well, we're doing it. And so that was the big thing I wanted to get back to, was having meals prepped in the freezer for my family of 10 for days when I go down, days when I can't think, days where in the mornings I can do eggs for folks who want eggs, and those who don't want eggs have another option, or can totally make something different for themselves, of course. But I enjoy prepping meals for my family and planning meals, and I'm getting part of that joy back in the middle of all my healing, which is nice. And so even though I have an easy dinner planned for tonight, and I think tomorrow when we do that big batch French toast in the afternoon, we will have Brenner, we will have French toast and fruit, and that'll be dinner. That will also get me 10 to 12 other French toast meals in the freezer for coming weeks and months. And so we have our 3 bags of breakfast sandwiches and also 3 bags of muffins. Okay friends, well, we go with inspiration around here, and I was out, I had a nice hour walk, and don't think I walked too fast. I did 1.92 miles in an hour, gently, slowly. Kids have been outside playing all afternoon because weather report fairly decent, even though I was in this flannel. I didn't get my run in, but again, I got the walk in. As I've shared, my energy level is down today for a slew of reasons, but sitting with my feet up and watching House Hunters and getting a hot Epsom salt bath, that's my evening plans for this Friday night, okay? But inspiration has struck. And we take inspiration as we can get it. We grab onto those endorphins and we go for it when we have them, okay? What inspiration struck? I just feel a need to make homemade hot dog buns, okay? And I have our sausages defrosted. I was gonna do sheet pan sausages for dinner. And we were just gonna do those with fruit and vegetables. Sounds good, great plan. But I was like, man, I really would have loved to have also had some homemade sourdough hot dog buns. And then I thought, there's all-purpose flour hot dog bun recipes, because then I found myself looking on my phone for spending part of my $250 that's left that I've allotted for myself for my large family groceries for March. I thought, okay, I could have a grocery delivery and have some buns for my household delivered. I could do that, okay. And then I was like, I can make hot dog buns. Now the question is, can I fit 18 cups of flour in my Hobart? I hope so. I hope so. So I found just an easy recipe on allrecipes.com. I will link it for you. I'm gonna do it. I looked at their ×1 batch. Of course, we don't do no ×1 batches. Then they had a ×2 batch option. Okay, that would be for 24. And then they go from ×2 to ×4. That's the ticket right there. So we can potentially do 48. This is therapeutic to me. Okay, this is my idea of a good time. And then House Hunters and hot Epsom salt bath. Okay, do 48 homemade hot dog buns. We'll have enough for our weekend Italian sausages, and whatever's left will freeze. And I'm also thinking, if this goes well, we'll do this again for our camping prep, for our first camping trip of 2025 that's coming up. So let's get this figured out. Okay, so this is fun. I don't know who, what, when, where, why, but my bowl full of sandwiches, there's only 2 left, so yay. Also, we got someone made some nachos at some point, throw them in the fridge. There's also a chicken barbecue sandwich situation. We'll just, well, no sandwich. I think that was one of my gluten-free folks. That's just some barbecue chicken with the chicken tenders that I get from, or grilled chicken strips I get from Sharp Shopper. So anyway, these things will be finished by said family members at some point. There's just a speck of, well, that milk's empty. I had pulled a full gallon out. We'll use this last little drip, and I was working on getting other things needed for the hot dogs. I have my water there, and making all the things work. I think we can use my little precious pot. Let me go dig. Okay, so I'm very excited about having sauerkraut on those sausages. Well, okay. There were 2 splashes left. One of the 2 just landed on the floor. And so since we ×4 the recipe, which is our jam, we have 4 cups of milk. This is my little 2-cup measuring cup. Do that twice. 1. Let's turn some heat on. 2. And then our butter, and you know I love to take whatever the math is on the butter and double it again. So let me confirm here. ×4 butter is 1 cup of butter, which I'm going to read on the labels and not get distracted, is 2 sticks of butter. Okay, I didn't look at the ounces and pull my brain in another direction. It's pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna get this going. That's my timer telling me something. I had my timer set making YouTube shorts. I was like, I'll give myself 5 minutes to get some shorts done. Okay. That's a whole thing. That's nice. I have shared how I can't get my dough hook off, and so my friend who has 10-quart Hobart, who also found this 12-quart for me on Facebook Marketplace, she told me I need to have it greased. So, and I'll be able to get it off. In the meantime, I've still been using it. I wash it in place. I take a hot soapy washcloth, wash it in place. It just means I can't switch out to like use my paddle, because there's some baking I was doing yesterday where I would have done that. That's okay. Anyway, I can, like how we make it work. There's the little notch on the back that needs to go into this here. And there we go. Okay, so watch me work here, Hold on. Okay, that is down, yes. I promise I did this all day yesterday and it worked fine. I think there we go. Okay, almost have it. Come on, don't be scared because we got YouTube friends watching. You know you did this yesterday. There we go. Whew. Then, line up the back. Okay. We need to get our dry ingredients going. So flour, sugar, yeast, and salt. And nice. I'm just going to turn that down because I'm going to be distracted here for a minute. So 18 cups of all-purpose flour, 8 tablespoons of white sugar, 4 packages of yeast, salt. Okay, and then when does the egg go in? We also have 4 eggs. They did not want that in the saucepan. Okay, we will add the milk in, then we do the eggs last. Oh, but add remaining flour. Okay, this is going to take some thought because their original recipe with the pictures and the directions says to mix 1 3/4 flour, sugar, yeast. Okay, so let me go back to the ×1 recipe and let's see if we can do math. ×1. Okay, so the original recipe called for 4½ cups of all-purpose flour. And when you begin to mix the dry ingredients, it had you using 1 3/4 flour. So it wanted you to do the 1 3/4 and then add the egg and then add the remaining flour 1/2 cup at a time. So if we're dealing with 18 cups of flour, now I'm not mathing perfectly, and I know many of you will math perfect. I'm an approximate kind of mather, okay? And a mather is totally a thing. So I'm going to start with 1/4 of the 18 cups. I'm gonna start with 4½ cups in the mixer along with the other dry ingredients. And then we will add in the wet ingredients. And then we will add in the eggs. And then we will start doing 1/2 cup at a time while it's slowly mixing. Hey, did you know I'm making homemade hot dog buns? Cool, yeah, nice, it's a whole thing. 48, I mean, this could be for the weekend. How many sausages am I doing? And they are gluten-free. I'm doing 7 pounds of sausages. I don't want to touch the pack right now because they're defrosted and it's a little pink. We'll do the math. I'm thinking I should have enough for 2 days of sausage. Gluten-free folks, including myself, we miss out on some of this. I'm going to learn all the things. I'm going to be an expert gluten-free baker in the future. Okay, it'll happen. But we're doing this and, you know, 6 to 7 people will enjoy the homemade hot dog buns and we'll get some in the freezer. You know, it's a lot to keep stuff in the freezer, even for 6 to 7 people, or 57 people, or 67 people. 2 tablespoons of salt, and we are expert tablespooners around here. Okay, so that was a total fail. Confidently showed you the yeast and I poured it in here. Hold on. No, I'm not wrong. I was thinking, I'm used to warm water adding yeast, and for a second I thought, oh no, I'm meant to add that to our warm water situation, but no, that's not it. It's telling me I can add it to the dry, so I am saved. I didn't check the temperature on this yet, but I will in a minute. Okay, whew. Thought that was my big fail for this evening. I tell you, going on a walk, I don't know if you can tell a noticeable difference in my countenance since I was filming a little bit earlier today, but I feel so much better. And this, you have video proof now of what walking does for my soul. I walked for an hour. Yeah, I still got some work done on my phone, still had some kids walk with me at different points and had a delivery guy come and all of that, but I feel better. I feel hopeful. I recognize the signs I need to rest, which after the homemade hot dog buns, we have our big hot Friday night plans, right? All the single ladies say, oh yeah, watching House Hunters, taking a hot Epsom salt bath. Yeah, that's a real nice Friday night. So I'm looking forward to that. But overall, me, myself, and I, my soul feels hopeful and at peace. And that's the night and day difference that a good walk does for my one life. And I did the salt. It was 8 tablespoons. I just spooned it into my big cup there with my tablespooner. Let's see, it wanted the liquid to be 120 degrees. Now I wonder if this is my one that I need to change the batteries on. Yes, because, okay. This one I'm going to move. I did this with my muffins. Complete thought. I like just mixing my dry ingredients for a moment. And I'll tidy up for a minute while we do that. Oh, let's see, we're gonna need to keep spooning our flour in here shortly. To mix. And of course it was hotter than 120 because that is who I am. Okay, it says stir until well combined, so let's do that. And I also like playing with the gears, so in order to go from first gear to second gear, like driving a car, I gotta turn it off first, then I can put it in a higher gear, and then turn it on. To help me keep my half cup straight, I've got, after the 4.5 cups we added to start, I now have 13.5 cups to add in half cup increments. So I'm just going, I took the first one off just to help me keep it straight because I've got kids coming in and out and I'm filming and my brain. Okay, minus 0.5. And I will turn my mixer back on. This mixer does have a timer. And I'll probably behave and put it back on the 1. I just like playing with the gears. Now, if I really would have prepped well ahead, I could have put the smoked sausages in the slow cooker this morning. That's okay. You don't always have to think of everything perfect, all the ways to do it. There's still a way to get it done. I am going to oven to do the hot dog buns in. I can probably, yeah, I have 2 ovens, so we'll do the sausages in one, even if they're smaller batches. Okay, we're getting there. It's spitting some flour. I know we're asking a lot of it, but I believe in it. So we got 3 cups left. You can do it, Hobart. You can do it. We believe in you. Just gonna pull the dough down a little bit. And I don't even know if that's what you do professionally, but it just seems like the dough's gonna try to come out climb up the hook. So let's just encourage it back down. That's how things are looking at the moment. Because I have chosen to work in a small area, but this is also was the best place for my mixer, also the safest place. Some folks have said I should get a cart for my mixer, but this thing is so heavy. Like, it took 2 grown men to lift it, to bring it in, and to get it here. So it ain't moving. So putting it on a cart was not an option I felt comfortable with either. And I do have several feet here to work with, and I'll just make the best with what I have to work with. So anyway, I was gonna say, I was not gonna take my bowl off, but I've decided to now, and I'll get it soaking. And just think, one day, not only will I have a big mixer, I'll have a dough hook I can remove too. It all comes in time, friends. Okay. That will just be a project for later. I'm gonna get the hot dog buns rising, then we can fight with removing our bowl. Okay, so it looks like one batch was supposed to do 16 actually, because this recipe, again I'll link it below, can be used for hot dog buns or hamburger buns. So that means, I was thinking, oh, I like this kind of math. I was thinking we would get 48 hot dog buns. We actually should get 64. Let's give it a shot. I'm not gonna worry about shaping them yet. I'm just gonna get my little dough balls out, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty, I made myself cut these all in half. I had a little over 30, and you know I just make things too big. And so we're gonna let them rise a bit and everything. Of course, I'm going to shape them into hot dog buns, but these are our little dough balls we have to get started. All right, friends, we're gonna let these sit just a little longer. I guess I need to count how many I actually got. I kind of zoned out there for a little bit. I wanna do an egg wash for them too. I can't find my little brush thingy, but that's okay. I'm gonna do the wash and I'll just sprinkle it on there with my hands. Can't keep the brush around because there's adventures to be had when folks find that. Okay, I made myself count it twice. So, perfect world, someone other than me making this, there would be 64 hot dog buns. I made this, so somehow there's 59. That's okay. 59 is more than the 48 I was doing the ×4 batch for to begin with. So somehow I'm still winning. Alrighty, so there's my little egg wash attempt. Next time we go to Dollar Tree, I'll have another go at getting a brush for these kind of adventures. Alright, we got our mild Italian sausages there. I believe it was 28 of them. And then we have our 59, it's not an even number, 59. Hey, look, we meal prepped hot dog buns. So there's a couple of us who won't be having buns with those. So I should be able to get a couple dozen hot dog buns in the freezer. How awesome is that? Or I could do a whole theme since we'll have hot dog buns. We could do some of those turkey hot dogs I have in the freezer tomorrow night, although on my to-do list was to do the 12 loaves of big batch French toast. And on my mama meal plan in my mind, I hadn't even written out my March calendar yet. I have in my planner, but not on the fridge. Anyway, and on the one on the side of the fridge is usually where I write my meal ideas out. So anywho, I was gonna do French toast tomorrow night, but we'll just see which way the wind blows. Now I'm gonna have a go at getting this off. Okay, now when you all aren't watching, it comes off just fine. Okay, I know I did this so many times yesterday. I know it'll all work out. How did I do that? Wondering if okay, maybe there, maybe I'm onto something now. Ha, okay. It all worked out. And I will now hot soapy wash this one. Even YouTube hazard tripods get all kinds of little cooking samples on them. Alright, so it's pretty decent. It's at least clean. I will hopefully here in the next week or so be able to have someone come over to help me lubricate this situation. I remember when the guy brought it to me off of a Facebook marketplace, the person that I bought it from, he had trouble getting this piece off too. So I had him take that off and we tried the other attachments, but it was quite the ordeal. So anyway, us and Hope the Hobart, we're getting to know each other. It's working out pretty well. Yesterday when I did a big cooking video, we did 17 dozen muffins. We also got the KitchenAid going, so that was nice. We had them both going at the same time. If you hadn't seen that video yet, I believe that's out before this one in my little YouTube universe. But anyway, doing pretty well. Well, we'll work through this here in a minute. Don't get too excited here. Ooh, these might even be done. Well, let me switch my big sheet pans. They're a few oddly shaped hot dog buns, but still Mama made them. And I'm gonna switch my sausage racks too. We do need to take some time to clean this oven floor. Not today though. My extra excitement for today was, hey, let's make homemade hot dog buns. So, another day's adventure. Now, who got their hot dog buns a little brown? You know I did. Also, I wanted to show you, set out a bowl of sandwiches, end of the day. Now, bowl of sandwiches is gone. So these box of yogurts are dwindling down. We have more downstairs to refill from there. I just put the breakfast sandwiches to the back, and then here's our stack of muffins. And I brought some sourdough up from the freezer too. I will slice this. It might not be until Sunday though. Alrighty. Yes, we will save these a little earlier. Well, something totally precious that I have just come face to face with. I made hot dog buns, right? I did not make jumbo-sized buns that these big Italian sausages would go on. I might have a couple that would fit an Italian sausage. I'm gonna go through and try to find enough that are big. But hey, look, we meal prepped. We'll put a positive spin on it. Hey, look, we meal prepped. We now have homemade hot dog buns ready to go for next time we go. I almost said next time we go camping, but yeah. Maybe I just did dozens of hot dog buns for camping. You never know. I guess we'll find out. Your guess is as good as mine. I was trying to be sensible and not make giant baked goods. I was trying to make normal baked goods, and I pretty much succeeded. I think my only fail is that top pan got a little darker than the bottom pan. Let's have a look. I was just combining two pans together here. Here's our little countertop out. We got some raw sauerkraut. I think I'm gonna be the only one that eats that, but hey, we have it out. Ketchup, some azure mustard, some grapes and strawberries, the organic blue corn chips, sheet pan broccoli, also sweet potatoes. These two things are meal prepped, but they are cold from the refrigerator. So those who want them will need to heat them up in the microwave. But anyway, so I have this one, okay. That's a pretty good size. That could work. That could work, maybe. But a lot of these other ones are just regular hot dog size. And you just have my tired mom voice now. But this one, maybe that one. I can get a few that can work for these. But hey, it's the thought that counts, right? All right, happy Saturday. I'm having a low spoons day, and I've been resting on the couch, and I'm putting in this Walmart delivery order. So anyway, as I'm laying here, I thought we could have a little ice cream party this evening. So including the tip, it's going to be an $85 ice cream party. I also have 4 containers of my sugar-free chunky almond butter. So even though I just spent $85 on a weekend ice cream party for the family while Mama is here resting, I feel like I have saved us some future money because I've been here reading quite a bit today about this gluten-free artisan bread in 5 minutes a day. And the way that it's 5 minutes a day is you prep your dough ahead and it's good in the refrigerator for up to 10 days. And you pull from that dough. This is what I'm learning today. You pull from that dough to make your daily loaves. Of course, I'm going to have to test it out and accommodate it to work for me, but this is what I've been doing with my rest time today. Well, good morning. So I had my Mama No Spoons rest day yesterday. Obviously, the sweet potato has not been disappearing as quickly as the broccoli has, so I am just throwing sweet potato, broccoli, and the last mild sausage link. This is going to be my breakfast. Super low light and daylight savings time. We did not make it out the door to church this morning. We are going to start watching through that David series that's on Prime. See how that goes. Looks interesting, so that's going to be our home church for this morning. I do have some hopes and dreams plans for the day, so that is certainly nice to have my energy replenished here. And other folks have had a combination of yogurt and fruit and those breakfast sandwiches we prepped. I just saw somebody microwave 2 of those and head on out. So there we go. Finished the sheet pan broccoli that I prepped a few days ago. That was 4 pounds of broccoli, and that worked really well. No, not everyone's gonna dip from the broccoli at different times throughout the day, but potentially 4 to 5 people will. Even my preschooler loves broccoli. So there's my unattractive 2 dark plate, but I'm able to feed myself, drink my coffee, sit on the couch, and watch through a movie series with my kids, and I don't have to turn my stove on. Well, friends, it has been a week, and we have made the food, and we have eaten the food, and we have served the food. And I'm distracted by, gee, what is it I'm getting done? Well, okay, so I'm not making the 12 loaves of Big Batch French toast this afternoon, okay? I'm just not, because you know what I have been getting done? Because I rested in my bathrobe all day yesterday and just let myself have a 0 spoons day. I've been getting several videos done for my second YouTube channel. So if you haven't joined me over there, head to youtube.com/@jmorell. It's my first name in all caps. And the energy and the inspiration and all the things have just clicked where I've been able to take my afternoon time that I was gonna make Big Batch French toast and get those videos filmed, which also helps demonstrate, gee, J. Morell, why do you need freezers full of food prepped and ready to go for your family? Because I am a busy entrepreneurial business mama and doing all the things. But don't worry, we still have those breakfast sandwiches. We actually have another activity that we're heading out to tonight, so we're gonna get dinner there. But I wanted to thank you for spending this week with us. And even though I promised you Big Batch French toast this week, don't worry, my next Meals of the Week video, that'll start tomorrow, we're gonna kick that off with the 12 loaves of Big Batch French toast. And fresh energy, fresh ideas. As I was there resting, I worked out several recipes and cooking plans that I'm gonna film for you in the coming days as well, as we work to fill Mama's freezers and do all the things. And so I appreciate you. Again, in the description below is the link to my new channel. I'll also go ahead and pin that in the first comment. I'll chat with you in those comments below, and I'll see you real soon with another brand new video. Bye-bye.